Congratulations! You are now beginning the final module of this doctoral course. In Module 4, we will be focusing on communication and marketing and alumni and development. These are pretty significant areas and are structured differently or maintain different spaces within an organizational chart at different institutions. However, there are also significant similarities in that their focus is much more external than other departments and divisions within a college and university and the other support systems that we have visited in this course thus far. In this module, we will be reading Bowman and Gallos, and we will also be reading one chapter from Schloss and Cragg. This is important. I made a mistake in the syllabus, and it should be chapter 11 for this module and not chapter 12. Chapter 12, as you know, we read last week, and some of you really enjoyed it, which I was excited about. And I'm sure we will all miss Parker and Zajonc, at least I will. This week, or this module also includes important articles that hopefully will expose you to different aspects of communications, marketing, and alumni relations and development. And again, if you're already familiar with these areas or content, feel free to skim or identify alternative material. For viewing, well, this, and I'll keep this PowerPoint brief, and I think I said that last week too, but this week I really will. We will also be viewing a presentation from Mike Vetters, who is the director of our marketing department here at Bethel. He created an awesome Prezi on marketing that I found to be very informational and useful. And again, if you're already familiar with this content, feel free to skim or locate alternative material. This module will be responding in the Moodle discussion forum. And your discussion forum conversations have been so fantastic, especially in this last module. I learned so much, and I'm so inspired by all of you, so I'm grateful for your engagement there. We will also be responding with the final draft of the literature review, which is due on our last day of class, the end of this module. Your edited papers should have been returned to you by Saturday, October 8th. And then any of the optional assignments that you have not yet completed but did select as part of your workload for this course, such as the 4th article review, maybe an online enabler video on paper, interviews with administrators, and if you're doing the formation journal assignment, then the final journal submission needs to be done. In terms of leadership practice, communications and marketing is developing and maintaining an institutional brand, basically, right? And that becomes extremely important as colleges and universities are attempting to recruit students. This might be in differentiation, say with other colleges and universities who are similar based on location, mission, size, majors, etc. We read an interesting article about differentiation or lack thereof this module. But particularly so when an institution is attempting to expand the brand. For example, recruiting a new demographic of student, a new market segment, such as now the institution is offering non-traditional adult programs, accelerated majors with classes that meet in the evening, or perhaps to reach a new location, like beyond the 60 to 90 mile radius from which institutions typically draw, even for online programs. Side note, I love that this program is atypical there, with all of you from many different states. Also, a primary function of communications and marketing is developing and maintaining positive connections with the external community. Not to say that these departments don't oversee internal communications, they frequently do, particularly around institutional-wide messaging or an official announcement from the president or board, but typically their primary work is for an external audience. So the purpose of communications and marketing departments is to cultivate brand awareness, whether directly for recruiting purposes or for future expansion and growth. Communication and marketing are selling the value of a higher education degree. We all believe, or I think we believe, or we wouldn't be in this program, that education can transform an individual, and that individuals will transform their communities, their organization. We like to believe that we are transforming lives and creating transformational leaders, right? In light of this, I do think it's important to revisit a topic that we have discussed previously, and in particular with the racial events that occurred at 2 universities in our city here, and the subsequent discussion forum conversation this past week or two. And I just think it is important to conclude this course with the reminder about access. So I included a quote from Hale's What Makes Diversity Work in Higher Education. I think I've referenced this text before. Some of you might want to read it in your spare time. That's funny, huh? I realize you don't have spare time. Anyway, colleges and universities, quietly but very efficiently, have been the places that separate those who will be leaders from those who will be led. This quote is a timely reminder that it is so important as educational leaders that we ensure that our education is accessible and affordable, to be aware of underrepresented populations, whether that is race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status, so that we don't unwittingly perpetuate a system of unfairness, inequity within our organizations, our cities, our countries, our world, so that everyone has the opportunity, the education, the training, the foundation to be a leader. Back to our content. In alumni services, their primary function is cultivating a relationship with the students who have graduated from the institution so that they can continue to be engaged in positive ways. For development, it's ensuring the fiscal future of the institution, cultivating relationships to encourage people to invest in scholarship, building projects, endowments, etc. These two are often grouped together, obviously, because many of our alumni become our best supporters, our biggest donors. Formation and leadership. I think all of our readings and discussions really point to the importance of knowing yourself as a leader. So what did you learn about yourself as a leader in this course? What excites you, frustrates you, disengages you? In the complex and churning higher education landscape of today, how do you remain present and maintain a non-anxious presence as a leader? How do you model this for others? Do you focus on your breathing, take a drink of water, focus on the feeling in your left thumb, picture an ocean shore break? Why is this even important? And has this course helped you refine your priorities? And how will you commit to them? How do you integrate the priorities of your college and university with your own? And what happens if they don't neatly connect? And finally, after the readings, interviews, lectures, discussion forums in this course, how will you lead differently? How has this material impacted you as an educator, as a person? I wish that we were in the classroom right now so I could hear from each of you. In your discussion forum for Module 3, I really appreciated and learned from your emphasis on listening. Really listening, active listening, and engaging. I actually practiced that and centered myself being present and maintaining a non-anxious presence as a leader using your words in meetings this past week. So this importance of civil dialogue and respectful disagreement that really emerged from your discussion forums, that's so important. That's so important in our everyday work, and that's so important at higher levels in leadership and even within our country. So thank you for modeling that, really. Thank you for being inspirational in that. And I've so enjoyed learning with all of you in this course. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me. I love hearing from you, especially this final 2 weeks, final module of the course. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly. Thank you so much. I appreciate each of you.